Hey guys, I'm Joe with American Trucks, and today I'm showing off the Barricade brush guard in black, fitting all 07 to 13 Silverado 1500s. Now this brush guard is awesome for the Silverado owner that's looking to add some serious full-length protection and aggressive presence to the front end of their truck for a very reasonable price. Now like I said, this is for the Silverado owner that's looking to really span the length of their truck with protection. This offers a lot more coverage on the outer ends, unlike some other options like a push bar or a bull bar. Now this thing is pretty tough as well. It's manufactured out of a heavy-duty 2-inch tubular stainless steel, which is then sealed in a black powder coating that not only looks great, but basically offers double protection. So if this does take a hit for your truck, chips away some of that powder coating, the only thing you're gonna reveal is 100% stainless, so there's never any need to worry about corrosion. And as you can see, it also looks great. It really adds some aggressive presence to the front end of our truck and matches the black accents on our 09 Silverado perfectly. This brush guard also comes in at around the $400 mark, which is a steal relative to some other full width stainless options out there, which hover between the $600 and $900 range. Also included in that price is a 3-year manufacturer's warranty. Now install for this isn't too bad either. What we're gonna be doing is removing our tow hooks and basically using the mounts on the frame rails to mount this up. Now, if your truck doesn't have tow hooks option, you will have to do some cutting to the lower front bumper here to allow us to get at those frame rails, which isn't too bad either, but after that, it's a straight bolt-on. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. It should take you an hour or two with basic hand tools. And with that, let me show you how to get this on your truck. For this install, you will need an impact, extension, 18mm wrench, 19mm wrench, 21mm socket, 19mm, 18mm, 17mm, 15mm, 13, 10, trim panel removal tool, needle nose pliers, 3/8 drive U-joint, and included in the kit is this Allen wrench. So for our first step of the install, we are going to get our lower mounting brackets in place. In order to do that, you need the lower mounting bracket itself, this frame support bracket, and a couple of the larger 12 by 40mm bolts, nuts, and washers included in the kit. All right, so fortunately, our bumper already has holes for tow hooks cut, and we don't have any tow hooks in place. So that's just about as easy as it's gonna get. The first step is we're gonna take our mounting plate here, and I'm just gonna put that in position along the frame and not bolt it down at this point. And then the next step is I'm just gonna run one of the larger 12mm by 40mm bolts and a flat washer through this hole so we can get our support bracket on there. And with that roughly in place, I'm just gonna put a washer around that and a lock washer and one of the 12mm nuts, all included in the kit. Now, as with all of these grill guard or brush guard installs, you really want as much adjustment room as possible. So we're just gonna hand tighten these for now. That gives us a lot of room to align our brush guard when we go to hang it up in just a minute. Next, we're gonna do the same thing for the bolt holes inside the frame rail that go into our mounting bracket. And we're just going to secure that bolt with a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. And now we're just going to do the same thing and feed through this front bolt. And lastly, we're just going to put a bolt through this lower mounting hole as well. Next, we're gonna move on to the driver's side frame rail. Now, as you can see, we only used one bolt here. That's because there's only one bolt hole on this side of the frame rail. Now, for this passenger frame rail, it's 2 holes on the outside and 1 hole on the inside. The driver frame rail is not mirrored like you'd expect it to be. So it's basically going to be this moved over. Now that's just the way Chevy designs their trucks, and we're just going to put bolt holes wherever we can. So again, firstly, we're going to put our mounting bracket just in the tow hook hole here and fit it for now. And then we can get our support bracket in place, like so. And next, we just put our frame support bracket in place, put a bolt through it, and then a washer, lock washer, and finally a 12mm nut. So with our bottom brackets loosely in place, we can start moving on to the upper mounting brackets. Now those are going to sit roughly around there, but in order to allow us access to those bolts, we're going to pop our hood, remove our radiator shroud, and take the grill off so we can attach this bracket. Now our radiator shroud is this big plastic piece right here. In order to remove that, there's 8 plastic push pin clips that I'm going to use a trim panel removal tool to remove. Now put those aside, don't do anything with them because we will be reinstalling them later. And with the clips out, the shroud should pop right off, and then we can move on to removing our grill. So with our radiator shroud off, that reveals these 4 10mm bolts right here. We're gonna remove those to allow us to pull our grill off. And again, put those aside because you will be reusing them later. Now, all that's holding on our grill is some metal clips. You should be able to give it a good pull and it should pop right off. So with our grill out of the way, you can see where our new mounting bracket is gonna go. We're going to undo this 21mm bolt right here, put our bracket in place, and then retighten it back down. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And with the new brackets in place, we can reinstall our grill. With all of our mounting brackets in place, we're ready to hang our brush guard. Now, I highly recommend you grab a friend for this step because this thing is pretty heavy. Once we get it up there, we're gonna get these top brackets started with the button head bolts and a nylock nut. So with the top bolts in place hand tight and the brush guard not going anywhere, we can move on to the bottom mounting brackets. We're gonna secure those with 6 18mm bolts, 18mm nuts, and 2 washers supplied in the kit. And it's going to be the same thing for the other side. With all the hardware loose, you can adjust your brush guard where you want it. Once you're satisfied, you can tighten down all your hardware. And for the top bolts, you're going to use this Allen key included in the kit in a 17mm socket. All right, guys, and once you have those bottom brackets tightened down, you're all set. It's always a good idea to drive around for a couple hundred miles and then check those and make sure everything's still snug. But that's gonna do it for my review and install of the Barricade brush guard in black, fitting all 07 to 13 Silverado 1500s. Thank you for watching. I'm Joe, and for all things Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.